They're calling it the Trump account, a piece of legislation that quietly puts free money into children's futures.
Donald Trump just signed a legislation that is about to put some free money into children's hands. And I'm talking $1,000 dropped into an account automatically.
But here's the shocking truth. 95% of parents don't even know this exists.
They're still putting money under their mattress, still using their regular savings account, getting 0.05%. I would say the inflation is eating that alive.
Meanwhile, the average cost of college in America is spiraling out of control.
The average cost just for tuition throughout the United States of America per year for a child to go to school is right around $37,000 just for that college experience for 1 year. So if we times that by 4, that's about $148,000 for a 4-year bachelor's degree. The government is going to automatically drop $1,000 into their account. No income limits, no strings attached, just free money. What's going on, family? It's your boy, Anthony Oneal. Some of you all call me A.O. And today is going to be a good show. I need you all to actually dial in on this one for me, if you can. I need you to stop, looking at your phone for Netflix, for Instagram. Give TikTok a quick 25-minute max break. If your kids are home with you today, honestly, I want you to actually encourage them to watch this show with you, because this is going to be a show that I believe that if we can strategically use this information, it can help change the trajectory of our future. Remember, everything that I'm teaching about, everything that I'm talking about here on the show, The Table with Anthony Oneal, is specifically for our community. The new name of our community is called In the Black Community. And In the Black simply means that we're getting out of the red. And I want to give you all tips, tools, solutions, and wisdom and knowledge to help you get out of the negative and into the positive, out of the red and into the black. And specifically when it comes to getting into the black, you all know I do not play when it comes to building wealth. You all know I don't play when it comes to getting out of debt. And you especially should know I don't play when it comes to building wealth and freedom for our families and especially for our kids. And I just did some research that has me even more excited about what's to come. It has me even more excited than when I paid actually off my student loans. More excited than when I bought my first house, here recently. Trump, and I don't care how you feel about the man politically. Let me say this up front, right? And I want to say this boldly. My favorite president is Clinton. After Clinton was Barack. And so I even like a little bit of what Bush did as a Republican. But at the same time, there are some things that Barack Obama did that I totally disagreed with. But I still respected the office and still respected him as a man, even though especially him being my top two presidents. I got to say this up front. While there's a lot of things I do not agree with when it comes to our president, I still respect the office of the presidency. And I want to start off today's show because you all hear me say this all the time. It doesn't matter about what the White House does. It only matters about what your house does. And what we have to do is take things and information from the White House, from the government, and bring it into our house and see what applies and what works for us in our home. Let's be honest. Most people are stressed and stuck in the paycheck to paycheck cycle because they were never taught how money actually works. That is exactly why I built this channel. Every week, my team and I are breaking down how to master your money, how to get out of debt, save, invest, and build wealth without borrowing a dime. No fluff, no hype, just real money talk that actually helps you win financially. You see, because money impacts every aspect of our lives, our peace, our relationships, and even our future. If you don't take control of it, it will control you. And if you're tired of just surviving and you're ready to build wealth God's way, you're in the right place. Over 900,000 people have already subscribed to our YouTube channel with over millions of downloads on our Apple and Spotify podcasts. Now, when we hit 1 million on YouTube, we're giving away $30,000 to help you get out of debt and to start building legacy. So listen, don't just watch. Hit that subscribe, family. Join this community. Let's build real wealth. Let's build real financial freedom together. It's your boy. Hit that subscribe. Let's get back to the show. I genuinely don't care about people's political agenda. I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat, halfway through, or whatever it is. That stuff doesn't bother me. Do you love God? Do you want to help people get debt free? Do you want to be debt free? You see, because Donald Trump just signed a legislation that is about to put some free money into children's hands. And I'm talking $1,000 dropped into an account automatically. Now I know some of my friends, but $1,000. Well, listen, man, I'm not saying this is the end all be all. Here's what I am saying. This is $1,000 more than what any of us had who have children. So anytime I can get $1,000 to invest into my kid's future and I don't really have to do anything for it, okay. What do I do with this $1,000? No applications, no income limits, no hoops to jump through. But here's the thing, 95% of parents have no idea that this even exists. They're still putting money under their mattress, still using their regular savings account, getting 0.05%. While I would say the inflation is eating that alive, still thinking the only way to pay for college is student loans. Nah. That's not going to help us get into the black. That mindset, the lack of information and the way of looking at our finances, that's not going to help us go from in the red to in the black. And I can't allow that to happen on my watch. Not when I can help you understand how to use the same tools wealthy individuals and wealthy families have been using for decades to build generational wealth. So I need you to buckle up. I need you to lock in. I need you to grab a sheet of paper, grab you a pen, pause this show if you need to, pause it on podcast, pause it on YouTube if you need to, because for the next 25 minutes, I'm about to break down exactly how to turn your child's future from broke to blessed, how to change your child's future, watch this, from going from average to now they're way above. I'm gonna have Ed bring this up on the screen. CNBC just released an article. I'm not gonna read the full article, but I'm gonna put the article inside of the show notes and you'll see a quick little screenshot of it right now to CNBC. But Trump's budget bill made 529 college savings plans even more powerful. Here's exactly what it means for your money. The so-called big, beautiful budget bill made headlines for, among other things, introducing a new type of investing account that parents could open on behalf of children under 18 years old. For U.S. citizens born from 2025 through 2028, the government will seed the portfolios, which have come to be known as Trump accounts, with an initial contribution of $1,000. It's easy to see why the accounts took the spotlight. Free money is free money. But if you're a parent looking to save money for child's education in particular, the bill also quietly made an investment vehicle designed for that purpose more flexible. When it comes to saving for a child's education, a 529 account is the only account that is both tax deferred and tax exempt, as long as you put the money toward a qualified educational expense. And that definition has been ever growing. Under the new bill, accounts that were originally designed to let families save for higher education costs now support an even larger amount of education and career-related costs. Some of y'all saying, Anthony, okay, wait, hold up. Wait, rewind. Okay, like let's rewind here. Let me see if I can pull up. My notes, because I have notes that I sometimes I be winging it, but then today I really want to pull up my notes. All right, let me break down why this is important. I really want to break down the problem of what's going on. All right. Educational cost is out of control. And I'm saying this as an HBCU professor. I have an honor of being inside of school right now, getting my executive MBA. And I got a scholarship through Virginia Union University. I teach consumer economics at Virginia Union University. I do start my my doctorate degree here coming up in September. So I am completely aware of education, even to the point that, did you know that the average cost just for tuition throughout the United States of America per year for a child to go to school is right around $37,000 just for that college experience for 1 year. So if we times that by 4, that's about $148,000 for a 4-year bachelor's degree. $148,000 for a 4-year bachelor's degree. And that's just the average. There are some schools that are charging even far north of $80,000, 80 grand a year just to go to school. But here's the thing that is really getting me. That we are overlooking trade schools. We're overlooking professional certifications, all these alternative paths. Like, for an example, you can go to a tech school, like a school, like, let's say, for example, Careers, and get into the tech program and only spend maybe about $4,000 to $5,000 and get a job making $80,000, $90,000. You can go to a trade school, learn how to do the HVAC. That's going to cost you about $15,000, but come out making $80,000 to $90,000. You can go to welding school, and welding school is going to run you a little bit more, about $20,000 for the whole program, but you're going to come out making $80,000 to $100,000 a year. Man, you can get a real estate license for $2,000 a year. I mean, for $2,000 for the program, and make $100,000, $150,000, even far up to $1 million. There's so many different ways that I believe you can go about getting the education. Because hear me clearly, education is important. Education is important. But how we get the education is where I tend to fight it. So we see the problem. It's costing our students anywhere between $140,000 to up to $500,000 to get a 4-year degree. That's just for their bachelor's. We're not talking about, their grad program or going off to get their doctorate, a DBA or a PhD or an MDiv. We're not talking about accelerating. We're just talking about, for a 4-year degree, bare minimum, the average kid, if they have no scholarships, no nothing, they're going to spend about $140,000 to about $500,000. That's ridiculous. And I will say that as an HBCU professor, ain't no way in hell, and I said it, my kids are going to borrow $140,000 to go get a piece of paper. When already inside of the majority of the schools, not my school, Virginia Union, not my school, we're not even teaching financial literacy. Don't get me started. I'm getting passionate about this message. This is why I'm actually back in school. Let me say this right now. Let me go off of this subject. I'm getting passionate about this subject. I'm gonna come back over here. Y'all wanna know the real reason why I'm back in school? It's because I can do all this teaching to you all, to adults, and I love helping and serving our community. But one thing I realize is that 9 times out of 10, or for the majority of adults, some of us are already kind of stuck in our ways. And so it's hard to change the minds of adults. So if I can catch younger people while they're younger, and tell them, hey, this is what you need to do to avoid the mistakes that your parents, my parents, that I made when we were your age. Why am I back in school? It's 1, because I want to get the education to better serve you all, to better serve my community. But 2, long term, I want to be a dean and eventually a president at an HBCU. But within the next 3 years, I want to be a dean at an HBCU in the business department, and I want to make financial literacy required I need you to know how to invest. I need to help you understand how you're going to get out of college with no debt. How do you get out of college with a job, with a business idea, with income, with a savings, with an investment portfolio? Why are you graduating at 22 years old with $150,000 in debt and you got no savings? And you have no understanding of what it takes to pay back this debt? No. So I want to give you a quick three things of what parents are doing wrong. Then I want to break down what exactly is a 529. Then from there, I want to break down the Trump account. Then from there, I want to give you actionable steps of what you need to do to make sure that if college is in your future, your kids' future, we know how to maximize all the tools and the resources. All of the tools and resources that the wealthy people are doing. When I get to 529, I got a great story I want to tell y'all about what really exposed me to 529, because I was teaching it. I was teaching the college funds, but man, I'll tell you about it. It was 2 years ago. All right, here's the very first thing. The very first thing that parents are doing. They're doing nothing. That's the very first thing. They're hoping their kids get a scholarship, hoping they qualify for financial aid. But you're not sitting down with your kids and coming up with the strategy. Hey, son, I need you to go read the book Debt-Free Degree, written by Anthony Oneal. In the 8th grade, parents, you should already be sitting down with your kids, giving them the strategy and exposing them. Hey, listen, if you want to go to Harvard, if you want to go to Yale, if you want to go to Howard, if you want to go to FAMU, if you want to go to Virginia Union, if you want to go to Regent University, no matter where you want to go, son, no matter where you want to go, daughter, let me tell you right now, we are not going to allow you to borrow money. We are going to sit down, come up with a strategy. We're going to make sure that you're getting in the right classes. We're going to make sure that you're graduating, that every semester you're graduating with A's and bare minimum B pluses. But B pluses in today's day and time ain't really helping you. We need straight A's. We're going to make sure you're taking college credit courses. We're going to make sure that you're volunteering to community service and you're building your leadership skills, because we got to package you, not just be a straight A student, but we got to sell the overall brand of who we are as a family, so colleges can see if we give Billy Joe a scholarship to go to this school, not only are we going to help his mind, but he will help us because of the leader that he is, because of the leader who she is. Parents are sitting around and doing nothing, and that is a problem. Which leads me over to number 2. Parents, you all are saving money. I'm sitting down I'm starting to sit down with more parents and more families and younger couples, and I'm seeing it, they're saving money. But you all are not saving money in the right places. You're putting your money inside of a regular savings account. It's giving you 0.01% a year, right? 0.05 APY a year. So we're not even being a good steward of your money. Now, y'all know me, I'm a biblical guy, and I'm gonna stretch y'all. But if God gives you $100 and then you save 25 of it, okay, that's stewardship. Where you're missing the mark is you're putting it in a 0.05 area where you should be putting that into an account that gives you 4 to 5%. Some of y'all saying, well, Anthony, whoa, like, whoa, help me understand this. I mean, what's wrong with me allowing my money to sit in the Truist? What's wrong with me allowing my money to sit inside of, Wells Fargo or Bank of America? Well, there's nothing wrong. Let me say this up front. You're doing a good job by saving it. You're just not maximizing the tools and the resources that you have access to. So here's the very first thing I want you to do. I want you right now, because some of you are saving money for your kids' college, you're saving money for your kids' first car, you're saving money for a home, whatever that is. Listen, save, but maximize the opportunity. So what I want you to do is I want you to go back. I want you to go to anthonyoneal.com/savings. Again, that is anthonyoneal.com/savings. And I honestly created a list of the top 3 to 5 banks that will give you the best interest rate right now throughout the year. So if you can go from saving 0.05 on an APY, an annual percentage throughout the year, well, why not go ahead and get you a full 5%? Man, that's good money. So go to anthonyoneal.com/savings. Here's the third thing that I'm going to break down exactly what is a college savings plan when it comes to 529, because there's a lot of things that I think we're missing out on. And this third thing really breaks my heart. I sit down with parents and I tell them, hey, if your kid doesn't get a scholarship, what is the plan B? Oh, it's easy. We're going to do a Parent Plus loan. So parents are already planning to go into debt. You know what the second thing up underneath this third point that I think parents are doing wrong? Not only are they okay with doing a Parent Plus loan, but I also have parents who are willing to sacrifice their retirement checks, AKA their 401ks, pull money out of their future, pull money out of their retirement funds, pull money out of their investment portfolio to send their kids to school, rather than going back up to number one and doing something, because they're doing nothing. Sit down and get a strategy. Sit down. Man, listen, we're going to put the link of my book, Debt Free Degree, inside of the today's show notes. You have to get that book. Is it behind me? It is behind me. This book, I believe, is one of the most impactful, one of the most powerful books that I've ever written. Why? Because this book gives you the strategy of what to do starting in the 7th grade. From the 7th grade all the way up to the 12th grade, this is what you need to be doing. And the problem is we don't really do a good job. We don't do a good job of strategy. And I hate to say this, and I want to talk specifically to my brothers and my sisters who look like me. I believe this, and I say this boldly and proudly, and without offending anyone. I believe that we are some of the most creative group of people. We can take something and turn it into anything that we desire. We can take something broken and we can make it look beautiful. We're gifted. We're just not good with strategy. So if we can step back and say, you know what? Let's put a strategy around this gift that God is giving us. Do y'all know how much? Oh man, I gotta go on. I gotta explain 529. But do y'all know how further we can go in life? Building credit the traditional way is slow and confusing. And most credit cards want you to rack up debt just to boost your score. You see, I used to think that you had to choose between staying debt-free or having a good credit score. But, here's what I've discovered. There's actually a way to build credit without any credit checks, without going into debt, and without paying crazy interest fees. And it works faster than I thought possible. See, my friends at Kickoff, they are the truth. They are doing something different. They help you build credit the right way without the debt trap. I've seen people go from no credit to a 700 plus score using their system, and they did it completely debt free. Say it one more time, completely debt free. Over 150,000 people have left 5-star reviews on the App Store. Users see an average of 34 points increase in their credit scores. Some even see, watch this, up to 84 points within the first 12 months. These aren't just numbers. These are real people getting approved for homes and getting better interest rates. Here's the truth. Every month you wait is another month of paying higher interest rates on everything. A good credit score can save you a lot of money, thousands on a mortgage, hundreds on car insurance, and even help you skip the security deposits. Don't let bad credit cost you money. I want you to visit anthonyoneal.com/kickoff right now to get started for as little as $1 on your first month. I want you to build credit the debt-free way, because your future self will thank you. I don't even want to talk about my black sisters. God knew what he was doing when he made y'all. What y'all can do with hair, with nails, with clothes, with fashion. Man, I was in the mall the other day. Not the malls in the airport. And just the strength of this sister. I said, I wish I was getting on the flight with her. I would help her. Man, she was pushing her baby in the cart. She had a roller suitcase on her left hand. Then she had another suitcase wrapped around her right hand, and on top of that other suitcase was her baby's bag, while also pushing the car. And then had on a backpack. I looked at her I didn't see one sign of a struggle. I said, this is creative. The strength of who we are is amazing. The creativity, what we can do with little is amazing. All I'm saying is let's keep that. Let's keep that. But let's put a strategy around that so our young people can be good. So I was on a cruise. I told you all that I was on a cruise. I was on a private yacht cruise. It only has throughout the entire yacht. It was only 100 people on this entire yacht. I did that for my 40th birthday. And I've been investing into 529s all the time. And I went inside the cigar room to have a cigar for my 40th birthday. And the only black man in the room, the youngest one in the room, probably even the smoothest one in the room, but definitely, watch this, the brokest person in the room. I can't say names because I don't believe in name dropping, but I had an honor to sit down and have a cigar with a billionaire out of Saudi Arabia. I sat down with a guy whose father helped build Dubai. He didn't build it, but he helped build like the infrastructure and the things that's going on in Dubai right now. So he is not a multi-millionaire. He's 100 millionaire, if that's even a word. And I'm sitting there talking, and then about 7 of the white guys from the States was talking, and they started talking about just life in general. And I was like, okay. And so I asked them this one question. I said, man, I'm here single. I don't have anybody. I said, man, what accounts? Like, what are you all investing in when it comes to your students? Well, one of the white guys spoke up and said, man, all of my kids, I have one requirement for them. I said, okay, talk to me. You got to go to school. I said, really? He was like, yeah. He said, we're very big on education within our family. And I told my kids that I will pay for 100% of them going to school all the way up into their master's program. If they graduate in their master's program, then I will pay for half of their, what is the word? I forgot the word that they use for the doctorate. It starts with an I. I'll remember it later because I've even heard my president quote that to me. But he said, I'll pay for half of their doctorate degree if they graduate with a 4.0 on their master's. But I will pay for it all. I said, man, that's a lot of money. He said, no, not really. He said, man, I honestly use an account called 529. And I said, really? He said, yeah, for sure. You see, in my state, I can write off up to, I forgot how much he could do it. He said, so not only am I sowing into my kids' future, not only am I saving, a lot of money, he was like, but really, because I started this account before they were even born, not born, but he said before they even turned 1. They opened an account when he got a social security number. He said, man, I will probably put in 20%. Watch this, you all. I will put in 20%, but the 80% is coming from the power of compound interest. So I'm just dumping money into that. And he looked at me and we had a good old conversation. And what I felt like he wanted to say that he did not say, that probably was a wise thing for him to not say, was, Anthony, white people, we don't only just spend all of our money. We do use the system. That's all I needed to hear. And I already have a 529 open. I've been putting money to a 529 account since my youngest Theo was born. My youngest nephew Theo was born. But just to really hear them say that, like, yo, wait a minute. Y'all think that we're spending all this money? No, we just have a strategy and we've learned how to use all of the tools and the resources that the government is giving us, and we are maximizing on it. And if you're new into the Black community or just need a refresher, I want to break down the 529 in a simple way because you need to be maximizing this opportunity. And even if you do not have a kid, be like me, go open up one and put it to your trust. The beneficiary of the 529 goes to the trust. I have 0 kids, but I have one 529 that I maxed out every year because in the state of Maryland, I can put $2,500 in there throughout the year and I can write off that $2,500. Now I can put more into the account, but I only can write off $2,500. Can you imagine what happens? And I got to hurry up because we got to be done with the show here in a little bit. Can you imagine what happens when my child turns 18 and I give them a check for $150,000, $200,000, probably even $250,000 by then, right? Because if I get married in the next year or 2 years, let's just be real here. It's 2025. If I get married by 2027, have a kid by 2028, that means I would have had this 529 for 6 years before they were even born. So it already has about $50,000 inside of 529. Oh my gosh. Now when they get older, if I got kids, I'm putting more money into it. Oh my God. You trying to tell me $250,000? Can you imagine what will happen? You see, you put your money into this specific account. It grows over time because it is invested. And when you use it for qualified educational costs, you don't pay federal taxes on the growth at all. That's it. It's super simple. That's it. Now let's talk about the Trump account. Let's talk about this. Here's what's new and what's being called the Trump account. This is not the same as a 529. This is different. It's a different savings vehicle for children. Starting in January 2026, if your child is born or was born between January 1st, 2025 and December 31st, 2028, the government is going to automatically drop $1,000 into their account. No income limits, no strings attached, just free money. On top of that, families can contribute up to $5,600 a year. Employers can pitch another $2,500. Now, a lot of you all who are thinking like me, okay, wait, Anthony, how does this account work? What is it? Well, I did the research. The account works like a tax sheltered IRA, tax deferred growth. And when your child turns 18, they follow traditional IRA withdrawal rules. All right. Translation: free seed money from day one, plus compounding growth on your birth. On your child's birth, I would say. Now, for me, 529s have always been a favorite for myself and even for the wealthy because they combine tax-free growth with tax-deferred benefits when used for education. But here's the big news that we really need to understand. While people may have their opinions about the beautiful bill, all right, this bill expanded the definition of education. We're not just talking about college anymore. Now you can use 529 funds for, watch this. This was huge. Trade and vocational programs like welding, HVAC, plumbing, cosmetology. So now if you put your money into that, because remember what I told you all, I believe 50% of our students need to go to a 4-year university. Then I believe that the other 50% need to go to a trade school, tech school, you name it school that is not a 4-year required. Because here's the truth. With AI coming, I'm giving y'all something here. With AI coming, AI can't fix your AC. No. With AI coming, it's going to take over, I'll say about 40% of the jobs. But AI can't fix your plumbing issue. It can't fix your water leak. AI can't do your hair. AI can't do your makeup, ladies. So what we got to start doing is stepping back and looking at what are our kids passionate about? What are their gifts and skills and talents in? And what is the strategy in the system that we need to put around them to help them out? Until we start knowing what that is, let's start investing. Because continuing education for pros like teachers, real estate agents, and nurses, we're going to need more money. Licensing prep is another one for lawyers, accountants, and even exam prep materials. You can use a 529 for all of this. That means whether your child gets a degree, learns a trade, earns a professional certificate, you can now use your 529 funds 100% tax-free. It's more options, It's more flexibility and more opportunities to build real world skills without any extra taxes. And I gotta go. We're way over our time. Way over our time. Trying to do good at keeping our shows at 25 to 30 minutes, but I get so passionate about this and the preacher come out of me. And I'm sorry because I want to help y'all get into the black and out of the red. But Anthony, why does this matter to me? It's just $1,000. One, that mindset needs to change because I'm gonna tell you right now, if I got a kid before 2028, I'm taking that $1,000. I'm maximizing that opportunity. No, is $1,000 a game changer, a life changer? No, but $1,000 invested right could add on a long-term perspective. It could add a lot of money to your portfolio that you already have. This is lower barrier to entry. That $1,000 seed means you can start something. Like, while a lot of us are getting nothing. It's flexibility of it. Your kid doesn't have to go to college to benefit. Tax-free growth. Your money works harder and longer. And this is why I'm so passionate about this message, because here's something that I just got to say again. I'm speaking to my brothers and my sisters and to anyone who this applies to, but I only can speak to the culture who I know. We work harder than our money. And we got to start training ourselves and training our minds to position our money to eventually work harder than us. Has to. That is something that I've been sitting back and like asking myself, man, you made all this money. I was just talking to my accountant about last year's income. Last year's income did drop a good amount because I've been back in school and I fell back on it, but still made millions. And I'm like, man. And if I want to be a dean within the next 3 years and eventually a president before I turn 50 years old, by the time I get into that field, I got to make sure that my money is really working even harder, because I'm going to lose out on money because I won't be as involved in certain areas that makes me a lot of money, because I'll come over here because I want to make an impact. So I got to make sure my money is invested correctly. And I got to make sure that my kids and my children's children and my nephews and my niece, I'm positioning them to win, to where they will have to work hard, but watch this, not as hard. And I'm going to end the show there today. That's how I'm going to end the show there today. Because why is this message so important? Because we got to get out of the goddamn mindset that our children got to start where we started from and they need to work as hard as us. That is a trick from the enemy. God didn't come on this earth so we can fight like hell the way he was fighting for us. No, he came down to die for our sins, and he came down to endure some of the pain that he just know we can't handle. And now we want to put our kids through some of the stuff that we could barely handle. Ain't no way in heck that's going to be Anthony Oneal. I'm stewarding my life better. Do I want my kids to have to work? Yes. But what does work look like? Get your behind in that school and study that book. You know what? Put ChatGPT up for a little bit and read every line, read every word. Grow this mind. And when you get the information, get out here. I put in 120. You may even put in 90. Why? Because I positioned you. I worked hard and I passed down the information. I'm all over the place at the end of this show. I'm just getting passionate about this message. You know, one of the things I'm doing right now, I created a journal. And for all the stupid decisions I made with my money, all the stupid decisions I made when it came to dating, all the stupid decisions when it came to my health, I'm writing a journal and I'm putting it inside of a folder to where when I die, my kids and my nephews and my niece can have it. You know what inspired that? My president, Dr. Lucas over there at Virginia Union University, who literally is the man who's helping me become the educational man who I am today. This man every single Friday goes into a studio and he records what he learned from this week, so that when he's no longer the president of Virginia Union University, the new president can come in, watch these videos over the last years, And now he can make better decisions because the last president documented his journey. So now the new president doesn't have to work as hard because the old president gave him all the tools and all the resources to win. What are we doing to set our future generation up? My advice, don't wait. Whether it's a 529, a Trump account, or both, the earlier you can start, the more you will win. Let me stop preaching at you. Let me stop yelling at you. And let me give you some action steps to do. One, I need you to check your eligibility for the Trump account. If your kids were born January 1st of 2025 through December 31st through 2028, and right now, the time it's recording the show, we're just talking about, we're only in 2025. So if you had a kid born this year and moving forward up until 2028, then your kids are eligible. Compare 529 plans. Use tools like savingforcollege.com to see fees, flexibility, and tax benefits. As a matter of fact, I think I have some dope resources. We're going to put them in the show notes below for you all to go there and open up accounts, 529 accounts, et cetera, et cetera. Listen, maximize the contributions. Up to $5K per year grows tax-free. And invest aggressively early. Your child's age gives you room to grow. If you had a child born this year, man, go open up an account this year and watch your money grow. And watch this. If it costs your kids $100,000 to go to school, you only paid $25,000. The problem is we're not aware of this stuff and we miss out on it. And what happens is now we're stressed. We're taking out Parent Plus loans. We're taking out student loans. We're borrowing money. We're pulling money from over here to pay for 100% of it, to where if we just would have gathered this information now, instead of going to Starbucks every day, instead of we're going out to eat every single day, you know, we're going to pause and kind of pivot and switch, because the strategy says if I can just put, you know, $100, $200 a month inside of this 529, I'm in a position to where my kids can go to school. Okay, Anthony, what if my kids go to a trade school and they don't use $100,000? That's fine. Take whatever they need to go to that trade school, and then whatever's left over, you roll that into an IRA, a Roth IRA. Now you're setting them up for retirement, to where when they turn 55, 60 years old, they got $5, $10 million sitting in the account. Listen, this is not about Donald Trump. This is not about who's in the office, because there hasn't been one president, one White House staff, one White House committee, Congress, that I have 100%, heck, that I've even 75% believed in. What I'm learning is no matter who's in office, I study and I rock with what rocks with me. And if I don't align with what that president is saying, I just say, all right, bet, cool, great. That's out the door. That ain't for me. I ain't rocking with that. I've never publicly went after any president. I've never even publicly endorsed a president, because I believe your political views are your political views. I don't care if you're Republican. I don't care if you're a MAGA. I don't care if you're a Barack Obama. I don't care if you're a Clinton. I don't care if you're a Hillary. I don't care if you're a Kamala Harris. I just care, do you love God? How can we make this money together? You got the right to think the way you want to think. Because what I've learned is wealthy people don't really wait for their feelings to match the market. They move when opportunity knocks. This is a real chance to set your child up for a better future. You've got free seed money. You've got tax-free growth. You've got flexibility for college, trades, and or professional paths. Don't sleep on this, you guys. If you've got children or plan to, like me one day, start right now. Because the earlier you plan, the bigger the harvest will be. All right, it's your boy. Hey, yo, sorry for going longer than expected. Sorry for my passion. Actually, not sorry, but not sorry, but sorry. But I'll see you in the next show. Peace out.